on the weekends when I'm not working, and he goes to the bathroom, I make a concerted effort to build pillow forts inside the office for when he gets back.
Okay, you make
Just
pillow forts on the
steal.
weekends.
You just steal cushions from all of the couches throughout the house
Yep,
and the pillows.
that's right. And blankets too. That's right.
And when you're done, Tulpa has to return them.
No, Topo, you don't have to. No one's gonna sit on those chairs.
He's like, you never know, we could have company.
I guess
We
they
are
can sit in the
expecting
pillow
something.
fort.
Okay, so the 28 days pass, and on the 29th day, Tulpa eventually gathers you around and says that he received a message that they would arrive today around 4 in the afternoon, and that if this is all true, all evidence must be gathered and presented upon their arrival.
Excellent. I'll make sure to tell
Okay.
Jupiter that I will be representing him in the court of law as his attorney. Esquire.
Bards would make really good lawyers, though.
Right?
Jupiter doesn't say anything. He just kind of looks at you and like rolls his eyes.
Okay, well, I gather all of Mom's books, Dad, any like ledgers my father kept.
Give me an investigation check
oh.
for. I'll say that between praying, you scoured his office looking for anything that could incriminate him. Just give me an
What
investigation.
about the zombie pit?
It's
More
still down
evidence isn't bad.
Yeah. Do we have the flaming ashes of your mother?
I was about to say, we kept the ashes and we can present them.
Yeah. You present an urn. Your Honor, this is my mom's body. They're like, okay.
Well, I mean, there must be some way where they can investigate the ashes and learn that they had previously been an undead creature.
Maybe identify or legend lore if they can cast legend lore.
What did you want? Investigation?
Investigation.
16.
16. I'll say easily enough as you scour his. You don't toss the place, but you scour his personal office. And you find a ledger containing. Oh, excuse me. A ledger containing names, locations, and payments. And then you, easily enough, you find another ledger that's more personal, and it goes into detail about like what they, for this location we raised this many undead, dispatched them, they paid us this much. So you take the two letters and combining them, you can kind of correlate when he was sending his Juno to resurrect and when he was sending his men to dispatch. So pretty incriminating.
Probably also little notes about when he started losing his connection to Mira.
Yeah, at first he would go on these missions himself, but eventually as his connection faded, he instead sent his men to do it, mainly because they still you get the idea that some of his subordinates may have known what was going on, and then some were completely oblivious. They were just following orders. They just were told.
The journal. We should present the journal as well.
Yes, my mother's journal.
Yes.
Okay. So around 4 o'clock, you hear a knock at the door, and Tulpa answers it. And you see 5 robed figures, all Loxodon, enter. And 4 of them are dressed in plate mail, carrying what looks like great swords. And then the 5th member, a little older and a little hunched over, not as tall as the others, dressed in simple robes, kind of enters and just starts scanning the room as the 4 heavily armed Loxodon take positions around him.
I have turned my entire costume into the most like proper looking not a magistrate, esquire.
Okay.
You look like I'm picturing like a French nobility with the puffy sleeves and pants.
Who's the
Like a
dude
fairy
in
tale
Ace
prince.
Attorney that's the rival? What's his name?
Edgeworth?
Edgeworth. I'm dressed like Edgeworth. With the
cravat?
Yes, with the cravat. Yes.
Okay. So
And like his weird spiky swoop hair.
Yes, yes. Very, very legal formal.
Tulpa leads them to the office not the office, the study where Jupiter is currently contained. And they, at first, you see them, they don't like get defensive or anything, but they do look a little perplexed, and they start scanning. And the older Loxodon kind of raises his hand and says, "Relax. If what they say is true, everything should work out." And he takes a seat across from Jupiter, and he says, "Now, Mars. Tulpa here has written us a very hastily written letter claiming quite some horrendous things. He says your father has been raising the undead, has been killing them more or less specifically for profit rather than in honor of Mira. And he also says that, well, your father's been up to no good. Is this true?"
It is unfortunately true.
He kind of nods, and he takes his hood and he pulls it back, and you see two cloudy over eyes, probably some from cataract, so he's most likely blind. And he just kind of leans back and just kind of stares at Jupiter for a few moments. He says, "What evidence do you have? These are quite..."
I'm gonna walk up to Jupiter and be able to put my hand on his shoulder and go, "I got you. Like, don't worry, I got you. I'll be the perfect representation. Your Honor, my client would like to plead guilty of all charges."
Oh my god.
The Loxodon, the older Loxodon, just raises his hand, says, "I am speaking to Mars."
Yes, Octavian, perhaps you should wait in the other room.
Fine. See, nobody understands how the legal system works anymore. I walk out.
All right.
This hasn't exactly reached the legal system yet. This is more inner workings of the church matter, Octavian.
Fine.
But he goes, "Present your evidence."
All right. Well, I have 2 ledgers written by my father. One detailing the more presentable aspects of his financial gain, hunting down undead, and then a second one detailing when he would send my mother out to raise the dead, and when he or one of his men would go out to dispatch them.
He kind of outstretches his hands, waiting for you to give him the ledgers.
I hand them to him.
All right. He takes them. He thumbs them over quite quickly, but eventually he takes them and hands them to one of the other Loxodon, who takes it and puts it in a backpack. And he goes, "I'll be honest, we had our suspicions about your father for quite some time, how he amassed such wealth so quickly, and by no means legally. We had our suspicions, and this confirms it. And in your letter, you stated you wished for him to be excommunicated. We could do that, certainly, but there is another matter that we must attend to." And he kind of flicks his hand, and the 4 Loxodon, they take their robes off, and you see the full plate. And he goes, "It's come to our attention that you are traveling with an undead."
Ooh.
Oh no.
They go,
I go invisible. I go invisible.
"All right."
Just pop. You put on the ring and just pop.
Yeah, well, no, I'm already wearing it. I just activate the ring.
Hugo's ears perk up and he comes out of the workshop.
Now, these are quite some serious charges. As you know, undead are meant to be sent back to where they came from. They are not meant to walk this earth in the unlife. Why are you traveling with an undead as you worship the goddess whose specific purpose in all creation is to be rid of them?
I had hoped to cure him. He is not truly undead. He is simply a soul trapped in a body, granted a dead body that is not even his own.